The Mongol bow is not merely a weapon, it is the soul of the steppe, a symphony of sinew, horn, and discipline that forged history's largest contiguous empire. From the frozen valleys of Siberia to the sun-baked plains of Persia, this bow was the thunder behind Genghis Khan's conquests, the whisper of a civilization that mastered the art of war and the science of survival. To hold one is to grasp the heartbeat of a nomadic people who turned the raw elements of their world into a tool of unparalleled power. Origins in the wilderness. The story begins in the vast, windswept grasslands of Central Asia, where survival demanded innovation. By 300 BCE, Mongol ancestors crafted composite bows from the bones of their world. Birch for the core, ibex horn for compression, and sinew from wild deer for tension. These materials were bound with kivia and zuil, a glue rendered from fish bladders or animal tendons, boiled until it shimmered like liquid amber. Unlike the European longbow or the Turkish recurve, the Mongol bow was asymmetrical, its lower limb shorter to avoid the horse's flank. Its curves tuned to store energy like a coiled spring. Every element was a response to the steppe's brutality. Horn resisted splitting in 40°C winters, sinew flexed in summer heat, and the compact design allowed firing from horseback at full gallop. Engineering and empire. By the 13th century, this bow became the linchpin of Mongol warfare. A typical warrior carried 60 arrows in a kurog quiver, broadheads for stripping flesh, armor-piercing bodkins tipped with bone, and whistling karvak to sow terror. The bow's draw weight exceeded 100 pounds, launching arrows over 500 meters with enough force to pierce chainmail. At the Battle of Mohi, 1241, Mongol archers unleashed storms of arrows, drowning Hungarian knights in a deluge of steel and sound. Their tactics were chest-plate at 40 mph, feigned retreats, encirclements, and pinpoint accuracy honed from childhood. Boys learned to shoot at 3, their tiny bows scaling up as they grew. By 15, they could hit a hare's eye mid-gallop, skills that made them the deadliest light cavalry in history. The bow's spiritual pulse. To the Mongols, the bow was sacred. Shamans used arrows in rituals to ward off evil spirits, while warriors whispered prayers to the Sulda, spirit banners before battle. A man's soul was said to reside in his quiver. In death, his bow was buried unstrung, ready for the afterlife. The Secret History of the Mongols, 1240, recounts how young Temujin Genghis Khan used his bow to kill a rival, an act that foreshadowed his rise. Even the bow's construction was ritual. Sinew harvested in spring, horn in autumn, and glue brewed under a full moon. Decline in resilience. The Mongol bow's dominance waned with gunpowder, but its spirit endured. Qing dynasty bans in the 17th century forced bow-making underground. Yet herders hid techniques in songs and stories. In 1921, the Nadam Festival revived archery as national pride, though Soviet rule later sterilized it into sport. Today, craftsmen like Bayandalai and Ulaanbaatar painstakingly resurrect ancient methods, aging birch for a decade and hand-twisting horsehair strings. At Nadam, archers in deals fire at 75-meter leather targets, their arrows fletched with eagle feathers, a direct line to their ancestors. Legacy in the modern world. Modern engineers marvel at the Mongol bow's sophistication. Its layered structure inspired carbon fiber composites, while its biomechanics inform Olympic archery. Yet its true lesson is timeless. That innovation springs from necessity and mastery from harmony with nature. In a world of drones and algorithms, the Mongol bow endures. A reminder that sometimes the oldest tools hold the sharpest edge.